Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're continuing our playthrough of Wild Assent by Lazy Squire Games. We're continuing our Prelude campaign. We were able to complete the first mission, now we're going to go into the second one. This is going to be recorded right on the heels of our first one. I'm super excited to continue this. I really want to get to the third, fourth. I want to get through this. This looks really cool. As this escalates, I think you're going to see some really cool things happening. But we're going to be moving into the second one. I recorded it back to back with the first one, so if there's any mistakes that were made in the first one, I'm not going to be correcting them into the second one, and please check the pinned comments of that video and this video as well to find out if there are any errors, and you could probably learn from them, as can I. And I appreciate any help that I get while making my videos. Zaxos was betrayed by one of his fellow comrades, and he left his outpost where he is, and he is out in the wilderness. Hopefully we can continue forward and come back and maybe claim our throne once again. If you're excited to see what happens to Zaxos, then I need you to meet me at the table. The next narrative is called The Seeker King. Similar to the last video, if you're not interested in the narrative or you don't want any of it spoiled, please feel free to check the timestamps for the setup or even moving straight into the actual play of this scenario. But let's go ahead and check out what has happened to The Seeker King. Zaxos arrived at the docks shortly before dawn with a burlap sack over his shoulder, containing all of his worldly goods. A modest assortment of armor and clothes he managed to grab before he was chased out of his keep. The impoverished former king spent most of his coin on passage away from the Volcana Erosa, leaving his homeland and a squad of assassins safely behind him. Zaxos knew little of Silverstream, save for tales of its legendary arenas. But the recruiter he had met 2 weeks prior was very clear that he should not linger in the markets, but make straight for the Seeker's compound on the far side of the city. Any delays, and he risks seeing those legendary arenas firsthand. The Seeker's compound was no less busy than the markets. A consistent stream of well-equipped hunters, support staff, and slaves moved in and out of the entrance, with an occasional caged creature dragged along behind them for good measure. The latter made the excessive number of guards on either side of the large double doors seem necessary, as Zaxos imagined an escaped monster could do a lot of damage before it was finally put down. Zaxos walked past the guards and was quickly waved over by a silver-haired elf sitting behind a well-polished wildwood table just inside the courtyard. Zaxos knew the Silverstream was home to many elves, more so than almost anywhere else in the world, but the novelty was still fresh for him. There were no elves in Volcana Erosia. Those that survived the Quiescentia all met grisly ends at the hands of their former servants. "You have a look of fresh meat, Lavot," the elf said, no longer looking at Zaxos, but instead scrawling away on a torn piece of parchment. "I am Zaxos, the human. Eorok sent me." Zaxos handed his letter of introduction from Eorok, which the elf took without making eye contact. In another time and another place, Zaxos would have strangled the man for displaying such lack of respect. "Another tourist from the west. Have you ever been to the wilds, Lavot?" The longer the elf spoke, the less Zaxos felt guilty about frequenting the Skinless Lord in his youth, a tavern with furniture exclusively made from the elven bones. "I have not." "It's a wondrous place." The elf looked up as he spoke, with a smile Zaxos did not care for. "New recruits are required to join an experienced party of seekers. We see fewer deaths that way." The elf handed Zaxos the torn parchment containing a small map of the compound with an X over the building he was meant to walk to. You may take your oath there. There's a pavilion nearby where hunt captains are usually hiring. A giant such as yourself should have no issues finding a party. Zaxos nodded to the elf and made his way to the enclosure on the map. There were a handful of other recruits already waiting outside, mostly human and many of them too young to lift a sword properly, let alone hunt monsters in some mythical land. After a few minutes, the inmates were beckoned inside and ordered to stand in a line and repeat the words spoken by a man who looked to be older than dirt he stood on. The oath was simple, a pledge of fealty to the Seekers and a laundry list of rules mostly regarding who and what were safe to capture and sell. A sorceress arrived shortly after and placed a mystical brand on each of their shoulders, the Seeker's crest and the current date. Zaxos massaged the burning sensation away, retrieved his sack, and looked for the pavilion the elf spoke of earlier. Before Zaxos could even take 2 steps outside the enclosure, a man almost half his size put his arm around Zaxos' back and guided him away from the direction of the pavilion. Zaxos' first instinct was to snap the man's arm, but it seemed foolish to break the Seeker's oath only moments after taking it. No need to look for a party, my fiery friend. In fact, a party has found you, the man said, speaking with a nervous energy that walked a fine line between confidence and terror. Terbost Quinn at your service, looking for you to be at my service. I've led 4 successful expeditions into the wilds and you, my lucky Levot, just got recruited for my 5th. Zaxos eyed the man suspiciously before laughing harder than he had ever laughed in his life. How dangerous could the wilds be if this sad excuse of man had survived so many visits? Terbost Quinn held his fist in the air, signaling to the other Seekers to halt. They had been hunting a creature for the better part of the day, its tracks leading them deeper into the wilds than Zaxos guessed Quinn had ever been. The humans spoke often, usually about his success as a Seeker, but Zaxos had learned that his triumphant returns to the Silver Stream were frequently with creatures so small they could be lost in a closet. They tracked one such creature now, his footprints no more imposing than that of a child's. Quinn lowered his fist and pointed at a fallen tree. A dozen feet away, behind it, a small creature was watching them, its eyes glowing a faint yellow. It deftly climbed over the tree and moved toward them methodically. It was a treant and barely taller than Zaxos' waist. Zaxos looked at Quinn to mock him and saw abject horror on the human's face. He had made a mistake. This was not the type of creature they were supposed to be hunting. Zaxos readied his flail and shield just before a large wildwood sentinel emerged from the trees and gruesomely crushed Quinn beneath one of his massive limbs. Our objective, which actually should just say don't end up by Quinn, says Zaxos and the remaining Seekers must slay the Wildwood Sentinel. When the Wildwood Sentinel is slain, any remaining Wildwood Skirmishers flee and the player wins. If Zaxos is down, the players lose. There is special effects. The remains of Quinn's party, a Pinner, a Defender, and a Berserker, will fight with Zaxos for the encounter. Shuffle their instinct card into a separate instinct deck from the Wildwood Sentinels. When you draw a card from their deck, ignore the targeting, select a target, and move an attack using the rest of the stats on the card. So it's going to be very similar to what we did the first time with the Pinners, except this time I have all of them at my access. Here shows what we're going to be fighting. We have our 4 characters here, and this is what we're going to be fighting. A Wildwood Sentinel level 2 and 2 Wildwood Skirmishers. For this encounter, the order of activation will go Zaxos, then the Wildwood Sentinel, then the Lavits, and then we're going to continue to repeat the process over and over like we did in the last one. Zaxos, though, has a special skill for this encounter called Leader of Men, free action. Leader of all mercenaries remove bleed and have +2 defense until Zaxos' next activation. This skill must be placed on cooldown after the use. Here's our dethroned King Zaxos. He has 2 charges on his face silk net. Remember from our first video, this net has 2 charges and it doesn't recharge between encounters, so this is all I get for this net, which is totally fine. he is going to have 30 health. It is confirmed by the creator that when playing the Prelude, or Prologue, I apologize, all the Seekers will heal fully between encounters because there is no encampment phase. If you ever watch any of the hunt videos or the survival mode of this, you'll know that as you go through it, you don't fully heal between encounters. You actually go to the encampment phase, and there's things in the encampment phase that allow you to heal. But during the Prologue, you get to heal between each encounter. So I do start at 30, and guess what? I'm not bleeding this time. That's half the battle. I do have that skill, so I'm going to place this token right here. It's not any of the skills that he normally has, so I'm just going to place it here, and whenever we use that skill, I'm going to use the token to cool it down, and we'll get it back again at the end of his next activation. And we have seen these bands of merry men before. I'm going to place all of their tokens out on the board where they're supposed to go according to their health. Here is our enemy. He is the Wildwood Sentinel. What are Wildwood Sentinels? Well, they are the Wildwood Sentinels, were the guardians of the wilds before the Ashari even existed. These ancient walking trees roam every region of the continent, defending its denizens with serene impartiality. The Sentinels are one of the few creatures an Assent may form a connection with that can speak. Though their language is incomprehensible, they are elemental in nature, appearing to not comprehend the emotions and desires of the little people around them. That is what a Wildwood Sentinel is. And here is the card for a level 2 Wildwood Sentinel. That's 2 defense and 1 against magic, of course 2 against physical. It starts with 25 health. It has a power on the bottom here, which is pretty awesome. The Kindred. On activation, summon 1 Wildwood Skirmisher with 1 hit point, 2 defense, 3 speed, and physical attack, range 1, 2 base damage, and 2 attack dice. So he's going to be spawning these every time he activates. Here's his token. He has 25 hit points. Let's put it out on the board. And don't forget, each creature comes with a deck that's already been shuffled up and ready to go. I did it off camera. So let's place down our health markers. Our Wildwood Sentinel has 25, and our good friend Zaxos has 30. Now, the good thing about fighting one character is you're only fighting one character. The bad news is they're always going to activate because there's not going to be any dead cards because we're only fighting one person. If we'd have been fighting 2 different enemies, we could take one out. Then whenever we drew that card from the other enemy, nothing would activate. But he's the only one there, so he's going to be activating all the time. As with our Wildwood Sentinels, I have taken our other group of heroes there, the Pinners, the Defenders, and the Berserkers, and created a deck and give it a good old truffle shuffle, as you see right there. We'll put it with them. Here's the map of what we have found. Of course, this thing has jumped out of the jungle right here and is right next to Zaxos. These are our other 3 characters, and those are the 2 other characters from the enemy that we're going to be placing on the board. These X's, of course, are all going to be terrain pieces, and we'll see what those are by drawing those cards. We'll place Zaxos right next to the river. Then we're also going to place our Pinner, our Defender, and our Berserker. Our Berserker is going to go right here. Our Pinner is going to go right here, and our Defender will go right here. And they show in the diagram which way they're facing. Now we're going to be fighting these Wildwood Sentinels. So we have our Wildwood Sentinel. He's right here. I painted up. He's all set to go. He's going to be placed down right in front of Zaxos, right there. Then we have the other creatures as well, these skirmishers. I've got a couple of them right here. Here's our 2 of our skirmishers. They're all kind of painted about the same. They have these, like, basically I made them very greenish because they're kind of coming out of the woods, so I figured they'd be very green. I'm going to place them there and there. Now at this point, we're going to draw what we use for our scenery. So I'm going to shuffle up our cards here, give them a good old truffle shuffle. We'll draw 2 cards. We'll start with the top 2 places for our scenery. The top one's going to go up here, and the second one's going to go right here. We got a 5 and a 4. We have a thorn bush up here. Is it right there? Nope, it's going to be up 1 more. And we also have full cover. That full cover is going to go right here. After drawing those 2 cards, we're then going to take them and shuffle them back into the deck. And at this time, we'll give it another good old truffle shuffle, and we'll draw out the rest of them. We have another one we're going to be placing right here. That's going to be a 2. That's going to be one of these, which is that partial cover again, which is going to give him, if we go to attack him, +1 to his defense. That's going to be terrible. We're going to draw our next card. It's going to go right on the other side of him, right here. That is the number 4 again. That's full cover. We'll place that right here. Now at this point, I'm not going to shuffle these in because it said to only shuffle them the first time. So we'll continue to draw. We have the number 6. That's that pit, I think. Yes, it is, and it's going to go right there. We have one more left to draw. We have drawn another one of those partial covers. We'll place it right here. Oh my gosh, two of the enemies start right next to partial cover. It's going to be terrible. There, our map is all set up for the skirmish. Let's see if we can take these guys down. Zaxos acts first, and this time he's not bleeding. That's half the battle. We're going to use our move to move 1, 2, 3. Also at this point during my movement, I do want to mention the last video I did a mistake. You cannot move backwards. You can sidestep, but you can't move backwards. So if you did want to move backwards, you would have to spend the one movement point to turn to face in a direction you'd be able to try to move then. Just want to make sure that was clear. I didn't do that right in the last video. I totally just moved the guy backwards for no reason. But he's going to move 1, 2, 3 just like that to be able to hit this guy. Now I can't get from behind, but that's okay. Before we make our attack, Zaxos is going to use his Leader of Free Men ability. It's a free action, so I can use this without having caused me my action, so I'm still allowed to attack that Wildwood Sentinel. This is going to allow all of our mercenaries to remove bleed and have +2 defense until Zaxos' next activation. Is this good or bad? I don't know, but I think it's probably a good way to start. Zaxos has a base attack of 3, and he gets to roll 3 dice. Let's see how well he does. Oh, what a fantastic beginning. As you can see, our Wildwood Sentinel does have 2 defense, so we did 6 minus 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's at 21. That's the end of Zaxos' turn. We're going to draw our first Wildwood Sentinel card and see what he does. He is going to enemy lowest physical defense. Oh, that's kind of funny because we gave everybody +2, so that means the lowest one is Zaxos. He's going to advance. Now notice the slash marks on here. This is equal to the threat value of the enemy we're fighting, and his is 2 right now. So we're going to be using the middle number on all of these things that happen on this card. So he's going to advance 3. He's then going to do a physical attack, and he's going to have a range of 1, which has 4 base damage and rolls 3 attack dice. And on damage, he is going to cause knockback. That's going to be terrible. Also, the Wildwood Sentinel here has an ability that says the Kindred. On activation, summon 1 Wildwood Skirmisher with 1 hit point, 2 defense, 3 speed, and physical attack. Range 1, 2 base damage, and 2 attack dice. The way summons work in this, let's go to the board and I'll show you. So all these little skirmishes are going to be our summons. We already got 2 on the board, and we have 2 more that we can bring out. Now that's the max. You can't have any more than the number of miniatures you have. So 4 is the max that we can ever have out on these guys. And the way summons work is there a special creature or seekers that enter the board via another creature or seeker's skill, such as a Wildwood Sentinel, so like our skirmishers right here. These do not have any cards. The stats are found on the actual creature, like I read during the Wildwood Sentinel card. They have that 1 hit point, 2 defense, 3 speed, and the physical range damage of 1 that does 2 base damage and 2 attack dice. So that's going to be what every one of these guys is going to do. Summoners will activate at the same time that our Wildwood Sentinel main creature does, and they're going to be going before the creature or seeker moves or performs their action. And when they're summoned to the board, they're always summoned adjacent to the creature that is summoning them. So we have 1 that is going to summon right now. I'm going to place it right here. And all of these are going to activate as he activates. So since it's his turn, these are going to activate and they're going to go before him. Their activation is going to have the same type of activation as this card right here. Creatures target the same seeker as their summoner or the nearest seeker if the summoner has no target. So the target for our summoner is lowest physical defense. So he's going to go after, they're going to try to go after Zaxos if they can. And they're going to do everything in their power to get there. He's going to move 1 to right here, or he's going to stay right there. He's just going to turn so he can face him. He's going to move 1, 2, and turn to face, so then that's 3. They do have a total speed of 3. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, trying to get over there. I have 2 attacks coming at me by these creatures right here, and I have 1 coming from that guy. He's going to turn to face me and attack as well. Oh boy, we got 3 attacks coming at Zaxos right off the beginning. That is absolutely terrible. I shouldn't have used the power. Our first skirmisher will go ahead and attack with 2 dice. It got a total of 4 damage, so I'm going to be taking 2 from him. That's terrible. Let's see what the other one does. The other one did 4 too, so I took a total of 4 damage from both of those guys. That's horrible. Now we have this Wildwood Sentinel. He's going to be attacking me with 3 dice, and he has 4 base damage already coming in. So we're already taking 4, and we're taking another 4 from this guy, and we're taking 1 more. Oh my gosh, so I'm taking a total of 4, 5, 6 damage, I think. 4 minus 2 is 2, 3 plus 4, 7. I took 7 damage. So our first skirmisher was able to hit us for 4 damage. I'm going to reduce 2, 1, 2. Our second one hit us for 4, reduced 1, 2. Then we have our Wildwood Sentinel that hit us for a total of 5 damage. We'll reduce 2. I'll take 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, I've almost already caught up with the Sentinel, and it's only the first turn, and he started with so much less than I did. Oh man, that was absolutely brutal. I am now going to be knocked back. It says on damage, knockback. And knockback, you're going to get knockback equal to the value of whatever number is next to you. There is no number here, so that's a knockback of 1. Some are going to say knockback 2, 3, etc. But right now, I'm only going to be knocked back 1. We'll move the mighty Zaxos right there. If you ever were to have to take knockback and you can't actually move, you'll take damage instead. So if I would have left Zaxos up here and been knocked back into him, I can't go into this square, so I would have taken 1 damage instead of being knocked back. Well, that was something. I don't know how many times I'm going to use that skill anymore. Let's see which one of our 3 are going to activate. It's going to be our veteran defenders. There's a chance to possibly stun, so 3 base and 3 attack. Let's see what I can do. Now, of course, I get to choose how this guy activates, but he still only gets to move the squares that are written here, so he only gets to advance 3. This defender is going to advance 1, 2, turn and attack from the back. So I'm going to get that extra 2 damage when attacking this creature. Now I probably should be going after these sentinels, or these skirmishers, I'm sorry, because they're just going to keep gaining more and more of them, and they're going to be doing more and more damage, but we'll see. It's hard to not do a back attack on an enemy. Our veteran defender does get to roll up 3 dice. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I was hoping to get that stun, but I did do a total of 3, 4, 5 damage. Our Sentinel is able to block 2, so we did a total of 5, 6, 7 for the back attack. So minus 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This isn't going too bad. I am a little sad because if Zaxos would have actually been here and not knocked back, he would have been able to do a free 4 dice attack because of his ability. But sadly, he was back here and that doesn't happen. He's going to move 1, 2, and actually turn, and he is going to take on one of these skirmishers to try to get them off the board. I'm not going to roll because they only have 1 damage, and I do an auto damage of 3, so that's enough to take him out. With his turn complete, we're going to flip our token back to this side so that I can use it again if I ever want to. And I don't know, after the last time, I don't know if I want to. With our skirmisher gone, let's see what we do next. Wildwood Sentinel, lowest physical defense. Well, good. I don't have that +2 defense going on. At the beginning of our turn, on activation, we are going to summon one of our Wildwood skirmishers here and place it adjacent to him. We'll place it right there. We also have to draw a card and see what our Wildwood Sentinel is doing. He's going to be using this ability here, lowest physical defense. So now the +2 is gone, so it's not him anymore. The lowest physical defense actually our Berserker right here. He has 0. This is then going to advance 3. Make a physical attack with 4 damage and 3 dice. Wow, and knockback. That's going to kill this guy. But first, we actually have to activate the skirmishers. And the skirmishers are also going to try to attack that Berserker. So this one's going to move up, or actually it might just stay there and turn. That's what it could do. This one is going to move 1. Oh, this is really interesting. I can't move into this square because the pinner will not allow it. He's going to have to move differently. How's he going to get there? I don't think he can. You might have to just move 1 and 2, stay right there. This one right here actually wouldn't spawn there. It's going to probably spawn right there. That way it could actually make an attack against this character up here. Though it is my choice as to where this spawns. I could have it spawn here if I want to, but I'm going to have it spawn up here. That'll be more fun. These two are going to be able to attack this guy. Now he can't get to him, so he's going to turn to try to get to him, though, the best he can. He's going to turn this way and go 1, 2, 3 up there. Well, that's going to take us back to him. That's no good. He'll just turn this. No, he'll have to turn. I don't know what he's going to do. I guess he might as well just stay there because the closest he is right here. He can't actually turn to get him because these skirmishers in the way. Maybe it's not bad to take out the skirmishers. Maybe leave the skirmishers on the board. They're stopping this guy from getting to people. These two are going to attack him, though. Let's see how it goes. The skirmishers are, of course, going to make him probably die of 1,000 cuts here. We'll see how it goes. Oh, look at this. That Berserker took 4 damage just from that first attack. He gets to be attacked again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's enough to take out that skirmisher. The skirmisher took out that Berserker without any problem. Our Berserker only has 7 health and no defense. He is off the board. He is dead, which is sad because now I've got dead cards in my deck. That's terrible. Now we're going to activate one of our guys. Let's see which one it is. I'm hoping it's not the Berserker. Please don't be the Berserker. It's the Veteran Pinner. Oh, that's fantastic. He does 4 base attack dice and does 3 dice attack. Let's see how this goes. He can't get to the backside of that Wildwood Sentinel. I wonder if I should take out another Skirmisher or if I should try to attack that big guy. Now, sadly, of course, I made another critical error. Maybe he should have been facing this way. So if I did attack him, I'm in the front arc. But, well, nope, I didn't do that. I could move 1, 2. He could turn to face this way. 1, 2, 3, and attack that guy. Or maybe I should just kill this. I think we're just going to kill this Skirmisher off. He's dead. That's it. Maybe I should use those guys to do that. I can have this guy just attack this guy because it's going to be his turn next. Oh, maybe I should have him go kill one of the Skirmishers too. That means there are only 2 Skirmishers on the board. Now I think we need to work on this guy too. We're going to turn this way and attack. This way at least I've got him in my front arc, so when he attacks me back, or if he does, I can actually try to do, or when one of my guys attack him, I can do that 4 dice attack. That's what I meant to say. That's where we're going to start. We're going to start with our guy right here. This guy killed a Skirmisher. Now it's Zaxos' turn. He's going to attack from there. With my 3 attack dice, let's see how we do. We got 2 more hits. We did a total of 5 damage. And I'm not going to use my power this turn. We're going to keep it for another day. He has 2 defense. He took a total of 5. He's going to go down 1, 2, 3. It's now going to be our Wildwood Sentinel's turn. Before we draw our card for our Wildwood Sentinel, I want to talk about something that I made a mistake. This was the first card that we drew for our Wildwood Sentinel. After we resolved the card, I somehow decided to put it right back on top of the deck. So this would have been the first card we drew, this would have been the second card we drew, and it's really the same type of cards. The numbers down here are a little bit different. It's not going to have any gameplay effects because technically he didn't actually make an attack. We are going to draw our third card now and see what it is. The only reason I realized that is because everybody's supposed to have 5 cards, and he should have not had as many in his deck than I thought he did. We'll check and see what's next. We got another one of these. He's going to go ahead and attack again in the lowest defense. Oh no, this is going to be the Pinner this time. He's going to attack. He's going to advance 3, attack for 4, and he's also going to roll 4 dice and cause knockback. I'm going to put it over here this time. I'm going to start by placing out a Skirmisher. He's going to go there. This on all 3 of the Skirmishers is going to stay right where they are, and they're going to attack. Then he's going to attack, but he can't actually get there because he doesn't have Swift. Swift would allow him to move through here, but he doesn't have that. So I believe he is just going to stay there again. But man, 3 Skirmishers on you is probably not going to be a good thing. We'll roll up each one of these individually. We got a total of 4 damage, so we've taken 3 because he can reduce everything by 1. So we're at 3. We took another 3 damage, reduced it by 1, so that's 2, so we're at 5. And then our last one is another one that does 3, reduced it by 1 is 2, so 5, 6, 7. We took a total of 7 damage to that Pinner. With taking 7 damage, that brings him down to 1. Oh man, those guys just team up on you. Death of 1,000 cuts, I tell you. Well, he's here, so there's a chance we might be able to get him down, hopefully by the end of this turn, maybe? If this is a good card, if this is like the, what do you call it, the Defenders, there's a chance we could do a lot of damage here. It is our Veteran Defender. He can do 4 base damage and 2 attack dice, and I'm going to go ahead and attack that Sentinel that's sitting right there, ready to get attacked. Our Swordsman is set up for the back attack of his lifetime again. He's going to hit that guy. I get to roll 2 dice along with the 4 base dice. We did a total of 5 damage. That's 3 more against this guy. You know you're doing pretty good when you're actually bringing him 1, 2, 3 down into the realm of all your peons. And because Zaxos is in the front arc, he can use his teamwork ability that says that if any adjacent enemy in Zaxos' front arc is attacked, he may make a 4 dice attack against this enemy. So let's see what we can do. We'll roll it up and see how he goes. We got 3. He is also maimed, so he is going to lose 2 speed on his next activation. That attack seems pretty cool, but whenever you're fighting something that has defense, that attack isn't the greatest. It only did 1, but I'll take it. It is now Zaxos' turn. He's just going to stay right where he is and just hit this guy. Yeah, I did a total of 5 damage. With the reduction, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Wow, we're so good. I'm not going to use my ability again because we're almost done here. I pretty much almost got him. I only lost the Veteran Berserkers. We'll draw our next Wildwood Sentinel card and see what happens. We've got this card itself. Halt. So that means he's not going to move. He's going to stay right where he is. If at full HP, activate all Wildwood Skirmishers and then draw another Instinct card. Well, he's not at full health. Otherwise, slay all Wildwood Skirmishers. Oh, and heal self equal to 3, 4, 5 for each summon. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Oh, he's not almost dead. He's going to be doing pretty good here. We're going to summon a skirmisher to the board before he activates. He's now going to activate, and he is going to slay all Wildwood skirmishers and heal 4 for each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4. He's going to heal himself 16. Good news, these are off the board. Bad news, he's got 16 health. That was a terrible card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He's at 22. He almost went off the camera. Wow, he's 1 away from where we are. Drawing a veteran defender right now would be absolutely fantastic. We drew a pinner though. That's just as good because we didn't draw one of the berserkers because he's dead. This pinner could move up to 4, but I think he's just going to stay right where he is and attack him. Our veteran pinner's attack is 3 base damage and 4 attack dice. We got only 1. Oh, that's no good. We have done 2 damage to this guy. I get to roll my 4 attack dice though against him now. This is a base 4 attack dice. Oh, look at that. 4 hits. And even on his teamwork ability, this will fire off. So I'm going to go give him a fatigue token. I forgot to put this on the last time. It's not going to have any gameplay effects because this thing's not moving very much because we're all standing right in front of it. But we'll go place this down next to him and we're going to do 4 damage. He's going to take another 2. Zaxos is going to stay where he is and try to hit this guy for some good. Oh, we only got 1. No, I need more than that. We hit him for 4 damage though. He's going to go down 2 more. And now it's his turn. But before we activate him, I'm going to use this ability giving everybody 2 defense. We'll draw our next card. What can it be? It can't be that card again. We have found Wildwood Sentinel. Highest physical defense, lowest HP. All right, advanced 3 or 4. Physical attack, range 1, 4 damage with, oh, no dice. On attack, assign damage, and then on damage, stun. Oh, that's going to be terrible. Plus, of course, I have to summon one of these things to the board. We'll place a skirmisher out on the board right here. He'll be attacking our defender back here. Then this guy's going to turn and attack the defender because he has the most defense. The good news is where we sit right now, this roll is pretty inconsequential. They did 2 damage. Right now, our veteran defender has 4 defense, so he would have blocked absolutely everything. The bad news is he's going to be assigning damage. According to our card right down here, it says on attack, assign damage. So he's going to be doing 4 damage without any dice, which is fantastic. But he is going to stun this target, and he's also going to assign damage. The damage is applied to the target, ignoring their defense statistic. Defensive skills may still be used against attacks that assign damage. So he's taking 4 straight damage without any reduction. They love their defense. He didn't have any defense. 1, 2, 3, 4 goes to here. He also is going to gain this stun token. I'll drop that right on his card. We will discard this fatigue token, and now it is time for our mercenaries to activate. And since our veteran defender is stunned, they're going to skip their next activation. I'm not going to draw a card from him. At least that's how I understand it. It's going to be Zaxos' turn, and he's going to hit him right in the back. Oh, look at that opportunity. We need a big hit here from Zaxos. Let's see how it goes. I got 2 more. That's fantastic. That's 5. Plus the extra 2 is 7. That's going to drop him down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to uncool down that skill. It's now our Wildwood Sentinel's turn. I'm going to pick up our cards. Give him a good old truffle shuffle here so he's all set to go. We'll place him down and we'll draw our first card. Let's see which one it is. It is one of the cards that he just reaches out and punches somebody with the lowest physical defense. And he's going to do 4 damage and 4 attack. All right, roll 4 dice. That's awesome. The lowest physical defense is this guy. I'm going to place another skirmisher here, kind of blocking this guy from coming in there. I'm having a hard enough time as it is. I don't need this guy running around the board killing things, but I'm going to turn him that way so he can actually, would have attempted to get there. Also, his back wouldn't be facing Zaxos anymore. I think that's what he would probably do, though, of course, we can always kind of choose because this game is built around the concept that we get to choose what they do. We don't have to do what is best for them. I hope that makes sense. We're going to attack with 2 skirmishers against him, and he's going to be dead because he only has 1 health left. I'm going to remove him from the board and remove his tile from the track down at the bottom of the board. That's the end of their turn. It's going to be our turn to go. Let's see if the defender attacks. Nope, the berserker attacks. That's bad news. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, though, and get to the back there and try to attack him. We'll roll up our 3 dice and need another really big attack here. Oh, that's 2 more. That's 5. Again, another 7 damage. We will do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are again right there. Our turn is complete. It is time for our next Wildwood Sentinel. Let's see what he does. He's going to attempt to punch me again. And this time he's going for the lowest physical defense. I forgot to use my ability. I could have probably saved myself. Well, it is a tie, so it's going to go for the lowest HP because both of us have 2 defense. So he's going to punch that, what is it, the defender right in the next week. Let's take care of all the things that he's going to do. I'm going to place this guy right here. This one's going to turn and attack. This one's going to turn and attack. This one's going to try to get to him. 1, 2, 3 that way. He can't. He's going to turn and attack. So I do have 3 people going after this guy. I don't think he's long for this world, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. Our first skirmisher is going to roll us 2 dice. 2 attacks. That means it's 2 damage to that guy. I was really hoping these skirmishers wouldn't hit because they're going to pretty much take him. Oh my gosh, that's 4 damage that guy's taken. Now, of course, this Wildwood Sentinel gets to attack with his card right here. And he, oh no, it's not that one. It's this one. This is the one he gets to attack with. It's going to do 3 base damage and 4 attack dice. Let's roll up our 4 attack dice and only 1 hit. So he might be alive. Let's check it out. Oh, I think I'm seeing the writing on the wall. He's going to take 2 from the first skirmisher, 2 from the second skirmisher, and then we're going to take 4 damage from the last one, taking 2 more. That's just enough. He is also out. So our swordsman, our defender, has also been destroyed. Oh no, this is bad. It's just me. We have real big trouble. He's at 6. If he draws that healing card, I don't think I'm going to win this game. If he doesn't, I think we might have a chance. Zaxos is going to do his 1, 2, 3 behind to be able to get him from the back. We need a good roll here of 3 dice. We got 2 more hits, so we did a total of 7 again. Oh no, that's not quite enough. 7 minus 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 1 hit point left. I'm not going to use my ability because I think if all these people attack, I will have a chance to be able to take all the damage without any problem. But I'm afraid if I use it and he gets the heal card, then it would have been for wasting because nobody's actually going to attack me anyway. The moment of truth. What does this guy do? Oh no, he heals. He's going to heal 16 points of damage again. We're going to go and give him all his health. We'll be removing all the skirmishers. There are a total of 3 on the board, and I'd be placing 1 more. That's 4. 4 times 4 is 16, so he's at 1. He'll go back up to 17. Oh, right when you think you'd get him, he comes back. Zaxos is going to show him what to do. I got 2 hits, and he can't move, but that's okay. He's probably not moving. We'll subtract 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at 12. And at this point, I am going to use my ability now, which gives myself a total of 4 defense. Let's see what he does. There's a chance that this extra defense might not even matter. Oh, it's going to matter. That's fantastic. It's going to have a 4 base attack, and it rolls 3 dice. I have to also place a skirmisher out on the board. Oh, I hate these guys. I'm going to be tricksy. I'm going to put it way back there. I don't like him. He's going to turn and punch me. And this guy's going to move 1, 2. Well, he's going to, never mind. I guess I'm not tricksy at all. I don't have any tricks up my sleeve. We'll remove this because he is going to finish his activation after he attacks. For how excited I was to use that ability to give myself +2 defense. Well, it only works on the mercenaries. It doesn't work on him. So our skirmishers are going to attack first. They did 1 damage to him because they have 2 defense to be able to block 1. I'm going to go from 23 to 22. Now we have our sentinel. He is going to attack for 4 base damage and 3 attack dice. Let's see. Oh, I got 1. So I'm going to take 5 damage. Minus 2 is 3, and I'm going to take knockback. We'll take 1, 2, 3, and our knockback of 1, which is fine because I'm going to run right back up and attack him. Sadly, at this point, I have lost my ability to use the back attack. So we're just going to roll the 3 dice and see how we do. Oh, we got 3 hits. Too bad I can't activate some of that double hit, but that'd be awesome. I do get 1, which is the maim, so I'll give him that fatigue token. But it's not really going to matter too much. He's not moving as usual. I did do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do get to unflip this, so it's ready for use, but it's not going to matter because I don't have any mercenaries left. They're all dead. And sadly, I know what card this is. This is going to be bad news bears right here. It's going to do 4 damage, and it's going to stun me, which is going to be absolutely devastating. We'll start by taking 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am doing some things out of order, I know, because I should be placing another one of these on and attacking with them first. I'm going to place this skirmisher back here, but he's going to move up and attack. So I've already taken the 4 damage from them. These 2 get to attack me, and we'll see how badly that goes. Our first skirmisher is going to do 2 damage to me. That's awesome. The second skirmisher, man, these skirmishers are monsters. I'll take 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. They did a total of 4 each, but I do get to reduce it by 2. Then I will receive my stun token. I'm going to discard my stun token after I take it because it would be my activation, but I can't activate because I'm stunned. We'll then pick up our Wildwood Sentinels deck. We'll give it a good old truffle shuffle here so it's all set to go. Put it down on the board here and see what happens. He is going to punch me for 4 base damage, and he's going to roll 3, and he gets to place another one of those skirmishers out there. I'll put it right here, so it has to move 1, 2, 3 to there. It can't get to me, so I'll be attacked by both of these two and him. I need these skirmishers to maybe miss a hit. Okay, so I missed 1. I'll take that. That's better than nothing. So I did 3 damage, and the second one did no damage. That's awesome. Now it's time for their Wildwood Sentinel guy. He's probably going to crank me real good here. He's going to hit me with a real good branch hit. I've got 1, 2, 3 dice I'm rolling, and he's already done 4. Oh, there you go. That's fantastic. And I'm going to get knocked back. I'll take 1 from the 2 skirmishers. Then this guy did a total of 7. Minus 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is just terrible. He'll knock me back 1 with that hit, but I'm just going to go and move right in and attack him again. Let's see how we do. We got 3 hits. That's fantastic. We got 6 of damage on him. 6 minus 2 is 4, so he's at 4 right now. If we can do that again, we can get him. This is the moment of truth. If that card is his heal card or his stun card, we have lost the game. Come on, something good, something good. The Wildwood Sentinel punch card. I love it. 3 base damage and 4 attack dice, and I have to put more of those skirmishers out. Not liking these skirmishers at all. They're absolutely terrible. This one's going to move in to be able to attack. 1, 2, 3. He moves around. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is out of control. Okay, we'll see what we can do. These skirmishers need to do absolutely terrible. Oh no, well, 1's better than 2. Our next one didn't hit at all. Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Now there's 1 left. And let's see how he does. Oh, we got 1, 2. So that means we have taken a total of 2 from 3 different skirmishers. I'll take it. Whew, talk about coming down to the wire. I'm going to take 2 damage total from those skirmishers. 1, 2. I can take a total of 2 more hits from this guy. He does a base attack of 3 and has 4 attack dice. Oh my gosh, I need a big roll here. Only 1 hit, but there's 1 more die left. Oh, he didn't actually get me. He only got 1 hit. That's fantastic. So he did a total of 4 damage. I get to subtract 2, bringing me 1, 2. I'm at 1 health, and I don't have that heal power anymore. That was only for that first battle. I'll be knocked back that 1 space, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and get our 3 dice. We're going to roll them up and see how it goes. We got 3 hits. That's exactly what we need. Oh, that is how you take out the Sentinel. 6 minus 4 is, or 6 minus 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got him. We only had 1 health left. There we have it, victory! Zaxos swung his flail as hard as he could, shattering the Wildwood Sentinel's face into 1,000 shards of wood. The creature's thunderous fall to the ground shook the earth for miles, sending a clear message to the wilds and all who dwell within it. Engage the former king of Meritat at your own peril. Oh, that was such an interesting battle. We barely made it. Oh my gosh. All right, mental note, I learned about summons. That was fantastic. I do get a reward. Zaxos earns the Compound Bow equipment card. Let's take a look at our Compound Bow. It's a brand new weapon. This is fantastic. Physical attack, range 4. So now they're giving us a chance to use range. And it has 3 base damage and 4 attack dice. On attack, assign damage. Oh, it's going to go straight through defense. That's fantastic. But of course, we're probably fighting someone who doesn't have any defense in the next battle. So I'm really kind of liking the way they do this, where they kind of teach you one thing at a time. So now I learned a little bit about summons. Next time, now I've got this Compound Bow, so I can try some ranged attacks. And that's going to bring this encounter to an end. We're going to be going into our next one in the next video. This is the Prologue campaign for Wild Assent. We were able to take down our Wildwood Sentinel, and sadly our guys didn't make it, but at least we got the rest of the evil skirmishers. Gosh, these guys were absolutely brutal to me. They all ran away. I hope you are enjoying the playthrough. If you are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so we'll see you know when the next video comes out. And the next one I think is going to be really cool. I'm excited for you to see what happens in the 3rd mission. These first 2 were really to teach you a lot of the mechanics of the game. We now understand summoning for sure because it's absolutely destructive. And if you now go into a battle with something that summons, you might want to take that out right away because these things pile up and absolutely destroy you. It was absolutely awesome to see that happen and see how this game actually takes a turn as you're playing through it when certain things hit the board. I have a Compound Bow going into the next mission, so we'll see if that actually plays a part. I think it'll be pretty cool. So that's it. We'll be moving into the next adventure. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. What do you think so far of the game? Are you enjoying it? Is it something that you wish you would have backed? Are you excited to see what else comes out in the future? The GameFound crowdfunding site had actually come to a close before I was able to get these videos out, but that's okay. I'm sure they're going to do some late pledging. If you're interested, you might want to go check it out. Again, thank you so much for watching, and if you're excited to see what happens to Zaxos and, well, none of his merry men, then I need you to meet me at the table.